what's going down in Tinseltown? How y'all doing? You good? So I'm shooting in the night, which I never do. I've never actually shot in the night, and I am using my phone camera, so you're gonna have to excuse me if I keep looking here instead of here into the camera, because I'm not used to that. Like naturally, I'm just gonna look at myself. So when I look at myself in here, it just isn't the camera I'm looking at. So I'm gonna try to look into your eyes. Today's video is for those of you that don't really want to wear a lot of makeup. It's like, I don't really want to, it's too much. I don't want to look too much. It's too heavy on my face. You know those kind of people? Yeah. This video is for you guys. So today's going to be achieving the most without using foundation. So using the minimum amount of product, but achieving the most. So I'm going to go straight into it. Before we do the brows, I'm just going to cleanse because I talked about skin. When I don't use foundation, it means I would have probably used proper full-on foundation the night before. And the next day, I still want my skin to breathe, but I still want to rep. So I'm going to go in and freshen my skin, and this is what I'll usually do. So I'm just going to do it on camera anyway. So I'm going to go in with my Garnier Skin Active cleanser. It's like a no wash cleanser. So I've just got a bit on a cotton pad, and I'm just going to like go over my face with this, to refresh my skin. So the next step is to moisturize. I'm going to be using the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Aqua Gel. This stuff is really good for hydration. And I like to drench my skin. It needs to drink. And this is really good for that. So I just keep massaging the product into my skin until I feel like it's absorbed. I'm just going to do my brows quickly now. The next step now would be to color correct. Because we're not using foundation, I want to even out my skin, and the best way to do this is to color correct and then use a little bit of concealer. And usually I'll use my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the orange corrector. In place of this, I'm going to be using my Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation. It's a foundation and concealer, but it's also a corrector. So I don't want to use too much product because obviously the whole aim of this video is to use minimal product to achieve maximum glam. I'm going to take a little bit of this, put it on the back of my hand, and then work with it. We're trying to avoid a lot of product, so I'm just going to be using just the bare minimum just to erase these dark circles. And then I'm also going to be using this around my mouth area because I obviously have hyperpigmentation around those areas as well. Just the outer corners of my mouth, the corners of my nose. These areas obviously also tend to get hyperpigmented. Then I'm just going to go in with a sponge and then just blend everything out. It's actually not a bad thing when you've got like dark circles because sometimes you can manipulate it to work in your favor. So on this occasion as well, I'm not going to cancel out my dark circles here on my lid. Instead of putting eyeshadow on, I'm just going to use that as my natural eyeshadow. I'm not going to touch this area because I'm also going to use it as a contour. So these are all little tricks that you can use. If you have hyperpigmentation or you have some blemishes, you can kind of mask it to work in your favor. And this here, whatever is left on the back of my hand, I'm just going to go in now and then tackle. I'm not really going to cover it. I'm probably just going to highlight like so, just to give me almost like a contour effect. And I'm going to do the same here as well. And then the rest, I'm just going to spread it on my forehead just to give me that highlighted look. And then I'm just going to go in now and blend. So the next step is to use my Nars Creamy Radiant and then just give myself a little highlight around here because I want my eyes to be lifted. And let me just use it and then you see what I mean. So I'm just going to use this right here. The same here. And then I'm going to use the other side of my beauty sponge and blend it out. So I'm using less product and still trying to get the best or the max out of it. So you have to forgive me because I keep looking here. I need to be looking into the camera like this. Okay, so now that we've got this down, the next step will be to set everything that we've put down. I'm going to be setting what I've done now with the benign olive sand. I'm still going to be using the sponge because it's slightly damp and it just gives me that really nice airbrush look. We're not going to be baking, we're just going to be blending the product in. So everywhere I put the concealer, I'm just going to be going in with this powder to set it. A lot of people that don't really wear foundation or don't really like makeup don't really use eyeshadow. They're not really used to it, and for them it's probably too much work, so they just avoid it altogether, which is why I am not using eyeshadow in this case. I'm just going to go over now and then brush the excess off. We need to set the rest of the face. We only use concealer for the highlighted points, but we need to blend everything together, make it look seamless. So I'm going to go in with my Mineralized Skin Finish Deep Dark from MAC, and I'm just going to use this around the rest of my face and then blend it into the powder I just put down. I like this because it has a little bit of a glow in it. It's a natural shimmer. Mineralized Skin Finish is very light. It's not heavy at all. So for those of you that are worried about using a lot of products or, you know, feeling cakey, you don't have to worry about it. It's really like skin, hence the name Mineralized Skin Finish. We decided to use my blemishes as a contour, so instead I'm going to be bronzing. Same as Paola P palette, this shade. My Vita Joseph Oliver powder brush that I'm going to be using, and work it around the perimeter of my face because we want to bring back some dimension into the face. Work the bronzer into the perimeter of your face. My forehead area. This is really good. You can leave it like this or you can throw in a little extra. Now because I use the MSF, the Mineralized Skin Finish, to give me like a diffused sort of natural glow, I can go in and use this super highlighter, the highest point of my cheekbone. And then just bring it down to my cheeks. I'm going to throw onto mascara, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara and then pop on some lashes. Just because we're not using foundation doesn't mean that we cannot use lashes. We can go dramatic on the eyes. Before we put our lashes on, I'm just going to line my waterline, and I'm just using a regular black pen tool. This is a Maybelline Drama black eyeliner. I'm just going to keep the black liner in the outer corner just to lift my eyes a bit, and then take it up as well and line the upper waterline. I don't know what to call it. The upper waterline, that's what we're going to call it. I'm going to be wearing one of these lashes. I got this set from Amazon, and I have actually been loving it because it's really wispy. Why don't we moisturize our lip while the lashes are drying? You always have to moisturize your lips. It's part of your skin. Why leave it out? No lashes, lashes. When the lashes in the system, it ain't no telling. Don't let anyone tell you that lashes don't mean shit, because they do. They take the look from here to there. Hell yeah. So obviously, as this look is for those that don't really wear lots of makeup and don't really use a lot of foundation, I'm just gonna stick to the natural, okay? A lip pencil first to line my lips. It's a brown lip liner. A Girl's Got Needs from MAC. Fill in. No, we're not done. And then on top of that, I'm going to use this game-changing universal lip luminizer from Primark. So to finish off the look, last but not the least, we're just going to spray some hydrating mist. And this is also from Primark in Rose and Vitamin E. I promise I haven't been sponsored by Primark. I just happen to be liking a few of the beauty products at the moment. This is the final look, guys. This is my using the minimum amount of product to achieve the max. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that somebody out there can learn from this. I didn't use eyeshadow. I just played with my pigmentation. This is for those of you that don't really like to use a lot of product on your skin or on your face. This is a really good way of achieving a really glamorous look without using foundation. Just the powders like I showed you, and playing with whatever blemishes you have on your face. Just, you know, be artistic with it. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please join the family. I want to see you back here. I want to see you support a sister. Yes. And I will see you again in my next videos. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Bye.